Wednesday. It wasn't too long ago that I got to share an amazing word with our students at Clearview Church. And I want to pare that down a little bit and share something with you that has just sat in my heart for quite a few days. It's out of 1 Kings 18, and this is the passage where Elijah's on Mount Carmel with the prophets of Baal, and Ahab has called Elijah a troublemaker. He's called him a troublemaker for being a prophet, and at this point, or shortly after this moment, we find out that Elijah is the only remaining prophet that is currently alive in this time frame. And there's this whole part where Elijah challenges Ahab, and he has this statement. He says, "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, and if Baal is God, follow him." What a powerful passage for us to grab a hold of today. There are things barring for our attention all the time. And there are things that need our attention quite often. If you're a parent, you have a job, you're driving a car, these are things that need your attention. But there are things that cause us to obsess over them, that allow our focus to go from God himself to the things of the world very quickly. And to jump over that line happens, and sometimes we don't even know we've taken a leap. We've adjusted our following to go from being just a voice that says, I know who Jesus is and I follow him, to being completely obsessed with things all around us here. But that's not what God's called us to do. He's called us to be followers of him. That means actively taking steps, one right after another, in his will, aligning our heart to his promises, to his will and his plan. To be a follower is to actively know what's going on, to actively see what God's doing. Now, sometimes we know that we don't always know God's plan, but we know who God is. So to be a follower is to follow his characteristics, is to emulate him, is to live out life the way he's called you to. It means to see when we start to waver into the other things that will cause us to obsess over, and realize that we have to remember that to be a follower of God means to be an active follower of God, not just a vocal follower of God, but an active follower of God. And to take that one step further, let me encourage you that Elijah remained steadfast. Even in all the things that he saw in this passage, the prophets of Baal, the building of the two altars, constantly being mocked for being the only prophet, and he sat back and knew that his God was God. He didn't question, he didn't doubt, he knew that God was God, and from there he could move forward in whatever God was going to do. And he watched God perform a miracle that day. And I encourage you today to take that evaluation. If God is God, then follow him. Follow him, chase him, run after him. Let him reveal himself to you and remain steadfast in the promises that you know are in his word. And when we remain steadfast in him, he is always there for us. He never leaves us. He never forsakes us. But he is always there. And he's always revealing things to us when our eyes are open and we're looking for him. Have a great and wonderful Wednesday.